Hello, today for dinner I made a very basic roasted chicken and potatoes and a mixed salad. I used chicken thighs, potatoes, this very basic combination of seasonings that included crushed rosemary, thyme leaves, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. I use 1 teaspoon of everything except salt and pepper that I put about half a teaspoon of each, but you can adjust to your taste. I started with roasting the potatoes until they're about halfway cooked because they take longer to cook than the chicken. So I went ahead and seasoned them and then I put them in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes. And guys, I did not feel like cooking today. It is definitely a labor of love for me. Some days you just want to get takeout, but that can get really expensive and it's not good for you anyway. So that's why I like to make these simple meals that you don't have to spend a lot of time doing. Meanwhile, I got started on my chicken. I do rinse and dry off the chicken. Some people don't do that, and I would assume if you get your chicken from like a nice butcher shop where they give it to you in like a paper towel and it's not filled with this slimy goo, then you probably don't have to wash it. But I get my chicken from Walmart and it's covered in something like a slimy liquid. So I always rinse it and dry it. And of course, I wash my sink afterwards. So then I trim the excess skin. I don't trim the whole skin because I want some of it on there, but I trim the excess and then I just seasoned it and I added a little bit extra paprika. Then I went ahead and seared it in a very hot pan. And this is where things went left a little bit because I left it a little bit too long searing. I left it for 3 minutes on a very hot pan because I was also washing clothing, so I lost track of time. But if you leave it for 2 minutes, it should be fine. In the meantime, my potatoes were done, so I took them out, well, halfway done. So I added about a half a cup of cooking wine, and then I added the chicken back in. And then I added everything back in the oven for 400 for another 20 minutes. And then it was done. It was delicious. It wasn't very pretty because it went a little bit too long on the searing, but it was tasty. It was delicious. I do have to say, my family prefers more calorie-rich foods. They see this as diet food. I don't think this is diet. Just because I served it with a side salad doesn't make it diet. I think it's a very balanced meal. And I think that you don't have to eat burgers and pizza every day. You definitely don't have to get takeout every day. And your food doesn't have to be pretty or super elaborate. It just has to feed your family and be balanced.